I'm Maggie Miller. I live in Princeton. I grew up in Pennington, and we come to the Watershed pretty frequently. I have two young boys, 6 and 4, and my husband Bobby. We've all been coming here regularly for a couple of years since we moved back to the area. I've been involved in the Watershed since probably the late 90s. I went to camp for a couple of years as a camper myself. Recently, my family, my kids and I have been going to camps as well.
I'm Bernadette Woods-Plackey. I'm a board member here at the Watershed, and I'm involved in many different levels, from helping to teach the Watershed Academy straight through to my kids going to camp. The family camp was just such a brilliant way to rethink a really challenging situation. We were able to get the kids back out. Like, they have to go to the dentist with me at some point here, and it's not gonna be the same thing. But like, they love coming here, which is awesome. And that was one of the things I loved about this summer, with like rethinking the systems. You actually saw like life come back to them. They came home excited, talking about the Watershed once again.
My name is Dr. Rob Connor. I'm head of school at Christina Sykes Academy. I believe Jim got in touch and connected me with Jeff. Jeff is a wonderful educator. He speaks the language of education. So it was a really easy connection, because what he shared was an opportunity for kids to be outdoors, to learn about their environment, but more importantly, just simply to play. And not just to play alone, but to play with a parent and to be there engaged in what is an amazing kind of family moment.
Even though most of the experience here have kind of been with me or my husband, I think the kids have actually been able to kind of have some independence. They're exploring on their own, and that builds their confidence. It makes them feel like they can do things on their own, figuring out exactly who they are and kind of understanding that they are kind of in control of like what they're choosing to do. I think that is something that's very important, and well, we certainly don't get it as much in a pandemic, but I think in general, kids are maybe not given as much independence as they used to be, and I think that's something they can do at the Watershed.
We found that our kids benefit significantly from being able to kind of explore and do the things that every kid kind of deserves. Unfortunately, for our students, too many of them don't have that opportunity on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And so the opportunity this summer was really important, to get them out of their homes, to allow them to be kids, to allow them to explore, to allow them to continue to extend their educational opportunities in the way that they deserve.
They learn about how our world works. They learn about what our water is, where it goes, and what happens with it. And then we even take that up to the adults. This is stuff that goes from those little kids all the way up to the adults, and we get in front of all of them, teaching them about what's going on and what can be done about it.
Families were in touch immediately to say, oh my goodness, first and foremost, I want to do this again. Are there any more openings for me to go out to the Watershed with my child and do this again?
I think my kids as well, if I gave them the choice of playing on an iPad or running out in a stream, they would honestly choose the stream.
I think that's what our families really wanted and needed. Many of them have been cooped up in the home like all of us throughout this pandemic. And so to be offered an opportunity where they could engage in an intentional program where they would learn more about the environment, learn more about environmental justice and equity, but also just learn what they can do when they're outdoors, in a stream, in the woods, you know, playing in the dirt and the water. That was just something that we felt strongly was just right aligned with what we want to do every day for all of our students at Christina Sykes Academy.
There's something for everyone, and they all, you know, there's something that they can do at camp that will make them proud. And that's why we try to come here as often as possible, because I don't know, they love it.